All right, Coach, first off, congratulations on making the NCAA tournament. But let's head back to the LSC tournament real quick over the weekend. Played a really tough Eastern New Mexico squad. They seems like they've really improved throughout the season. What did you see from your team that you liked and some of the things that you did not in that contest?
Well, the first probably 12 minutes of the game, we played really well, sharing the ball, moving the ball, got decent stops, and then I just thought their physicality wore on us over the course of the game. And they're huge. I mean, they're 6'9", 7'3" inside. Their 7'3" guy, had a career game against us, and we just didn't have an answer for him once we got into some foul trouble. Trey Farr got into some early foul trouble, and then DJ Basie did in the second half. And we just, we don't have that kind of size to combat that. So we're helping from every which direction you can imagine. And they had a great game plan going in, and I'll give them all the credit because. At their place, they hit a ton of threes on us, so we were really worried about that going into the game. And, in that game, they only attempted 6 3-pointers. Everything they did was inside, going at the rim, in the paint. They scored almost 70 points in the paint on us and just played a very physical game. And so, that's something we're going to have to address in a hurry and try to clean up this week as we get ready for our next one.
It seems like even when it was inside, it really felt like they couldn't miss. It's like they put up a contested shot at the bottom of the shot clock and it still went in. Whenever you're playing a team that is shooting at such a high percentage, like how do you combat that moving forward?
Well, I mean, you just start worrying about the next game. I mean, sometimes that's how it goes. And, I thought once they started hitting some of those shots, I thought we lost some energy on our end of it, and I think it's just been kind of the tale of our season right now. Some games we'll do it for 40 minutes and some games we won't, and that was one of the games that we didn't do it for all 40 minutes and just flat out compete as hard as we can for 40 minutes. And I think our guys were getting frustrated. Our shots weren't falling. They parked a big 7-footer right at the rim, so we couldn't get anything at the basket without them altering our shots there. So then we had to rely on jump shots, and they just weren't falling for us, and that was putting them in transition, and which is what they want to do. And I thought, again, I go back to hats off to them because they had a great game plan, and then they ended up winning the conference tournament. And they're one of the hottest teams in our league right now. I think they had won 5 straight going in and add another 3 now, so they're at 8 or 9 game win streak going into this thing. So they're playing some really good basketball right now. As far as we're concerned, we got to get to work this week and figure some things out to give ourselves a chance to advance. This is our second year to go in a row as a staff. Last year we went down there and won a game in Canyon and got to that second round. And so, I'm hoping we can clean up some stuff, use some experience we have to get to where we have a chance to advance again this year.
Well, you're playing WT, and they're coming off an overtime loss in the LSC tournament. The first time, or the last time you played them, that was another overtime game that just basically came down to the wire. What is going to make this game different to where y'all can actually get that win and move on?
That's a great question. I don't have a good answer for you yet. We got to go to work. We didn't find out till 10 o'clock last night that's who we were playing. We were all huddled up in the locker room. Yesterday was a miserable day, I'll tell you that. We were on pins and needles all day. I was calling everybody everybody on the committee, trying to get an early answer, and I just couldn't get anyone to crack to give us the answer. And so, it was a surprise to us, just like anybody else. It was going to be either us or Metro State that was in it. Fortunately, we got the nod, and, today we're going to work right away on what we can do to prepare to play WT. They won the league outright. Coach Brown, rightfully so, was named Coach of the Year in the league. And, I thought Cameron did a great job against them in the conference tournament. But I know we're going to get WT's best shot. It's a rivalry game. They're saying the same thing. It's at their place, and again, we've been there. That's where the regional tournament was a year ago. So it's a familiar place, at least to our returners. For us, it's going to be, hey, can we make it a one-possession game? Can we maximize our possessions a little bit better? I feel like right now we're playing a little bit like old school Texas Tech. We're on offense for about 15 minutes of the game and on defense for the rest of the time. And, we got to figure out how to have better offensive possession so that can help our defense.
Last question here from me, Coach. On the offensive end, it was evident in the LSC tournament again that Keyshawn Kevon Godwin and Willie Guy were your main scorers. How important is Trey Farr and his ankle and DJ Basie going to be headed into this weekend so you can get some more help on the offense inside?
We tried to go inside. I mean, they were they were big. I don't know how else to say it. We got Trey a layup at the basket, and he gets blocked from behind twice, and they're huge. And so we had to rely on our guards to hit shots, and we hit some. We just didn't hit enough, at the end of the day. But it wasn't like we weren't trying to get our forwards involved. That was our plan going in, was trying to get them involved a little bit more. And the first time we played Eastern in our gym, both Trey and DJ had a great night. I think one had 17, one had 21. And so I know that was part of their focus as well, was to make sure they didn't get going. So, when we go to Canyon this week, I want a balanced game, and that's how we've played since I've been here. We want 1 through 5 to be able to score. I think we need to get a little bit more out of Shamar Smith as well on the offensive end. He's doing a great job for us on the glass. I think he's been one of our most consistent rebounders this semester. We got to get a little bit more help from DJ Basie and Trey Farr rebounding. We went into halftime and Trey and DJ combined for 2 rebounds at halftime, and we were getting crushed on the glass. And for us to have a chance to advance in this thing, they got to be a lot better on the glass to help us get stops and finish stops. Because I thought early we got some stops against Eastern, but even the ones they missed, they were getting offensive rebounds and then converting. So if we could just limit them to 1 shot, we'll give ourselves a better chance.
You talked about the emotions leading up to yesterday, the nerves, stressed out, but talk about the emotions with the team last night when y'all saw that y'all's season was continuing. What was it like?
It was pure excitement. It was fun to see. I felt, just speaking to them before the selection show, how nervous our team was. I try to make them feel better by saying, hey, I think we're 80% good. And I had no clue, but I'm just trying to do something to kind of relieve some of their anxiety, because you could see it was written all over their face. And, once we found out, it was pure excitement in the locker room that we get to continue, 6 seniors' careers, because the next loss, it's going to be a goodbye to 6 guys that won't get to do this anymore. And that was my message to the team after we found out, is we better do everything in our power to make sure we give these 6 guys the best chance to advance, because they won't get to do this after this again. So, I hope we take that to heart, and I hope we do the things necessary to get ourselves in position to win this week. But it all starts in practice, and I'm glad that we're in. I'm glad we're in for a 2nd year in a row. But we want to go there and win. We want to go there and advance in this thing. So I'm hoping we do the things that lead to that.
And then obviously heading to Canyon to take on WT. They're the #1 seed, hosted last year. Just right off the bat, what are some things that the Buffs are doing really good at that y'all are just immediately going to work on this week in practice?
I feel like they're one of the best offensive teams in the country. They move the ball so well, and they can score it at a lot of different positions. Our big goal right now is to get our team to understand their tendencies again on how they score and who scores at what spots. That's what we did to get ready for them last time, and try to take away some of the advantages that they create. They're a very good team spacing-wise. A lot of kids can shoot on their basketball team. So we got to be really good one-on-one defenders in a game like this. So, we'll go to work with that right away. My big focus, and I told our team last night, we're going to focus on us. We're going to rip apart that Eastern New Mexico film from Thursday of last week. We're going to point out everything that we did wrong in that, and so hopefully we can fix it so we can be better. And not so much worry about WT today, but worry about Angelo State, because I don't think we're playing our best right now, and I'm not sure why. But we're going to do everything in our power to get to where we can be playing our best come Saturday.
And then I talked about it last week with Coach Ellis, but y'all's engagement and just having that crowd support, it really does numbers for this program. It's a short 4-hour drive north. What does it mean to you and this team to have that following support for this program?
Well, just anyone we have there, it helps. It's going to be a hostile environment there. We played in the regional last year. Unfortunately, the girls were playing at the same time as us, so all of our fans were here. I think we had about 10 fans there last year in a sea of maroon last year. This year it's just us playing, so I'm hoping we get a few more blues in the stands. Last year I took a box of T-shirts down there, blue Angelo State T-shirts, and recruited some fans there. I had some former players that played for us at WT when I was there, and fortunately they put some blue shirts on and rooted for our team, which was awesome to see when we went down there. So anybody that can come help and support, it's going to be key. It's going to be a fun game. It'll be a tremendous atmosphere. They do a great job putting on a regional tournament, as we saw last year. So I'm excited to go down there and play, and I'm just excited that we're getting a chance to play another game. You know, I was really going to be sick if last night was the last night I got to coach some of these guys, because we got some guys that I'm really close to on this team that I want to see find some success as they're closing their careers. So, you know, I'm excited to go play on Saturday.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.